Good morning, boys and girls. I wanted to get on and talk to you just a little bit about seeds, read you a cute little story that's very old, and just talk with you a little bit before I have you do your letter V. So, I promised you yesterday that we would finish this book that I had made, and how I used the seed pouches, and then I put the seeds in here. And these were just the extra seeds that I had. So this happens to be carrots, and these carrot seeds are as tiny, big pile of them here, but they are as tiny as the lettuce seeds. Can you see that, how tiny it is? They're so little. They're almost like the size of a flea. They're so incredibly tiny. Look at all those seeds in there. So this is a carrot seed, and carrot seeds are hard to see when we eat them, but there are seeds in those carrots that we eat. The other thing I want to show you is this one. This happens to be squash, and I love squash. Now, you can see the seeds in the squash. Look here. Whenever you cut them up to eat them, whether you cut them up and eat them raw or whether you cut them up and cook them, we actually do eat the seeds of the squash plant. And no, they don't hurt you. But if you take them and dry them, plant them in your garden or a pot, it will grow a squash plant. Of course, I love squash. The other one that I have, this will be our last one before we get back to the beans, are sunflowers. Look at these. And these happen to grow giant sunflowers. So these seeds actually grow right here in the center of this flower. And you take them off, let them dry, then you can roast them, and they are exactly the same kind of sunflowers that you can buy at the store that are salted, that you can crack them and eat. Aren't they cool? There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those in the center of one of these giant sunflowers. So that's all of our seed book today. I'm going to talk to you about another kind of seed, and this one is a magical seed. So we talked about pretend before when we did our fairy tales, and this is one of those books that would happen if it was like Jack and the Beanstalk or something like that. So it's kind of a cool story, and it's called Mitzi's Magic Garden. I'm going to hold it up here so you can see it. Like I said, it's very old. It's by Beverly Allinson, and George Bucket drew the pictures. So there is Mitzi. And like I said, this book is very old. Oh, yes, it was published before Miss Holly was born, 1971. It looks like somebody's really loved on it, too. So, Mitzi's Magic Garden, and I wonder what is going to happen. One day, Mitzi planted an old candle. And what do you think came up? Look, her old candle's right there. Let's see. What do you think came up? Oh my goodness, look at that. It was a candle tree that came up. Mitzi counted the candles. There were 86 candles. Wow. Imagine if you could really do that. You could plant a candle and grow more. Aw, that was just enough for old Mr. Sando's birthday cake. Oh, that was so kind. One day, Mitzi planted a straw from a broom. You know the pieces on the broom that come off? What do you think happened? What happened? Let's see. Did you say she grew a broom tree? A broom tree came up. Look at that owl. She cut off the roots. She made a broom and gave it to a little old lady. Oh, that was so kind of her. A broom tree. Oh, look. The little old lady used it to dress up on Halloween. Mitzi planted a balloon full of air. Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? A balloon tree came up, and Mitzi picked the balloons. She gave them to the balloon man. and he sold them at the parade. Look at that. Mitzi planted a string. Guess what happened? What do you think happened? A tree of presents came up. Mitzi picked the presents and she gave them to her friends. I think Mitzi's very kind, isn't she? She does all of that work and it grows and then she gives it away. Isn't that kind? They were just in time for Christmas. Aw. One day, Mitzi began to cry. Oh no! Tears rolled down her cheeks. When she stopped crying, she planted a tear. A pearl tree came up and Mitzi picked the pearls. She made them into a necklace. What's she going to do with the necklace? And her mother wore the necklace to a New Year's Eve party. Oh, that was so sweet. Mitzi planted an eggshell. Do you think she grew an eggplant? I wonder. Did she grow an eggplant? Let's see. Oh no! It was an egg tree that came up. And Mitzi picked the colored eggs. She gave them to the Easter Bunny. Mitzi planted a firecracker. Oh my goodness. A firecracker tree came up and the firecrackers went snap, crackle, pop. Wow. The biggest firecracker of all went off. It surprised her on the 4th of July. Mitzi planted an apple seed. Oh, now that's something we have, isn't it? She watered it. She watched the ground. What's going to happen? Let's see. Let's do it this way. Every day she looked after it. So she made sure she watered it, let the sun shine on it, and soon a little plant started to grow. Every day it grew a little bigger. Every day Mitzi grew a little bigger. Now it takes apple trees a long time to grow, doesn't it? So Mitzi's getting bigger at the same time. 1 year, the apple tree had blossoms. Look at the apple blossoms. You remember what happens after the blossom, don't you? Remember? Look. And then it had apples. Remember how the bloom dries up on the bottom? And Mitzi picked them. And the apple tree wasn't a magic tree, but it was the best tree of all. The end. Okay, so in your April journal, I want you to draw a tree of something. And it can be something real that you really like avocados or oranges, candy bars, or gum. Or it could be something that grows something fanciful. Maybe it grows baby puppies, or it grows Barbie dolls, or something like that. So I want you to draw that in your April journal and think about what your seed would be if you planted a seed and what it might grow into. Now, I found a seed outside, and I'm sure that you have seen some flying around, and I do mean flying. This is what it looks like. So if you would like, you can put this seed on your paper at the bottom and then draw whatever it is that grows out of your plant, okay, for pretend. something exciting to do. When I was a little girl, these were I called them helicopters, because when you throw them in the air, they spin around and around. And I would say, 1,000 of these in my yard. So from this seed, if I planted it, would grow this tree. All right, boys and girls, I hope you have a great day. I'll be back on later with Franny. She'll be here to talk about things that start with V. And I hope that you're having a great morning.